Welcome to the CEO Masterclass. I am your guide, Rachel L. Gary, and today we're talking about empowering your voice to elevate your path. And if you are new to the CEO Masterclass, who am I talking to? I am talking to CEOs, the ones who are clear on their directions, are empowered by their choices, and are going to own their directions as the CEO of my life. So what is it all about? What is being a CEO about? And what institutes and what makes me know that I am the one to bring you guys CEO information? So I have been in the leadership field for 25 years. I have helped, developed, and guided hundreds of leaders to be better to themselves and elevate themselves within an organization so they could have the dream life that they were desiring. So what made me decide to make a transition from corporate life to having private conversations with individuals out here in the CEO Masterclass? I knew that I had the tools that could allow people to be successful. I had hundreds of conversations over the years where people were just stuck. Not only stuck in reaching their goals, but stuck in knowing how to refocus their lives, how to stay on a path, and basically just how to set their lives up to be able to even start on a goal. And I want to say a little bit, because I am at a 98%. 98% of the time when I set goals, I attain them. I said that's the small wins that I tell you guys about, the larger wins as far as like career advancement, investment properties, trips, vacations, better relationships, all of those things that allow us to feel successful in our lives. So I'm bringing you guys information, as I say, the sauce for how I was able to attain 10 plus positions over the years, own multiple pieces of real estate, and live, do, and be whom I want to be as I go through life and move through the journey. And that's what I'm offering to the CEOs in this masterclass. Tools that can go in your tool belt that'll allow you to be successful going forward. So let's dive into why we're talking about empowering your voice to elevate a path, and why that's important to your CEO success. In this masterclass, you're going to have to give yourself permission. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it's true. You're going to have to give yourself permission. And the first permission is fundamental, yet is often overlooked. You having the right to advocate for yourself. And it seems like it is something that everyone should do. But a lot of people don't understand that if you don't advocate for you, how do you expect someone else to? And it's not just advocating for better pay, better jobs, a better life. It's advocating for yourself internally as well as externally. Let's dive into what I'm talking about. When I am saying advocate for yourself, it's advocating for your self-care. It's advocating for you to be more self-aware. It's advocating for you to be more self-disciplined. It's advocating for yourself in a way that allows you to show up for you. That's what I mean by advocating for yourself, along with the other things that we're gonna dive into. Because when you're advocating for yourself, you want to advocate for yourself in the way that you're like, okay, at this point, I need to do better. At this point, I need to make sure that I hold people accountable to what they tell me they're going to do. And I'm going to say this, a lot of times people will say that when you are advocating for yourself, you're complaining. For lack of a better phrase, you're bitching. However, it's a way to advocate for yourself that allows you to come across in a way that gives that person that you're talking to, makes them feel empowered to give you what you're looking for. Not manipulating, but advocating correctly. Let me give you some insight. So when I was looking to be promoted in a company that I end up parting ways with that company. So I will give you guys the scenario of what happened. I was promoted at the company physically, but not on paper. I was given the pay, but not all of the benefits of the position. And it goes to that dangling the carrot and you continue following. However, as I said, we're going to advocate for ourselves. And when you're advocating for yourself, that carrot can only be dangled so far and so long. So as it happened, I was asked to take on a leadership role on a night shift. I'm going to give you guys a little information about me. I am a day person. I wake up at 4 a.m. I am asleep by 9. If I am up at 10 o'clock, I am euphoric, very nostalgic, and need 2 cans of Mountain Dew to stay awake because I don't drink coffee. So I was going to take the position, let's rephrase, I took the position with the understanding that I would get the bonuses that came along with it. So for about a year, I was going back and forth with my direct superior, asking questions about when do I go from being in training to actually taking on that role. Because I had proven that I could not only do the position, I was elevating other people that were on my shift and was not only leading, I was excelling at the position, whereas in my whole shift was the #1 shift in the whole building. So when I went to him, I came to him with hardcore facts, guys. I had numbers, my performance, my team's performance, and how our performance was elevating the customer experience. Now, I want to make sure that I expound on that part right there. Because when you're advocating for yourself, most people forget that every situation, every conversation that you're getting into must be a win-win. It can never be a win-lose. If the other person feels like they're losing, pretty sure that you're not going to get what you're looking for out of that situation. So when you're advocating for you, be prepared. So I came prepared with numbers, documents, everything. Not in a presentation form, but I was ready here. And if he needed it in a paper form, I had it in a folder that I could hand him. So we had the conversation, and he was ready to take it to his superior to get it approved. Now, during this time, I found out a couple of pieces of information. I found pieces of information that my superior could not make the final decision. He needed the paperwork that I actually provided to take to his boss to get him to approve the position. Great. He had everything he needed. He had tools to go in there and say, okay, this is where we're going to move forward. Now, needless to say, that is not what happened. He came back to me and explained that the position was not available currently and that he needed more time. Now, this goes to when you're advocating for yourself, and what you do next is critical. I could have sat there and got irate. I've been doing the position for over a year. I have proven facts that I can do the job. I did not. When I came to him, I was already interviewing at other companies. So for me, it was either we move forward or we don't. Simple. So when I came into the office and I was ready to advocate for me, I was ready to give a resignation notice. I want to say this, it was not a negotiation. I had already had my conversation. It wasn't come back to me with more money, more other things. It was position in my mind or nothing. After all of that, during this conversation, he gave me a $5 raise. Because for him, he had the ability to give a raise, but he didn't have ability to approve a position. I told him I appreciate the raise, which I took. The position that I was applying for had not come back with a convincing yes yet. However, 2 days later, I got the call from the new position that was offering me, I'm going to tell you guys this, they were offering me the exact same amount of money I was being promoted into. And I know you ask yourself, well, why'd you leave? It was about principle. It was about the fact that if I don't stand for something, I fall for anything. So advocating for yourself means that you must stand your ground. You must know whether you're going to draw the line in the sand. And it doesn't have to be a line in the sand with force, but it has to be a line in the sand that you're not going to allow another individual to cross. And that goes where we're transitioning to where we're talking about boundaries. So I had already realized that either he was going to do it or not. And I was already aware when I went to him that he needed approval. He didn't tell me he needed approval, but I had found that out because I'm a very inquisitive person. I ask lots of questions. I asked lots of people lots of questions, and someone told me who he had to talk to get my position approved. So I gave 2 weeks notice, turned in all of my clothes, all of everything that came along with the position, and even told them I would train the next person. What do you guys believe happened? That position that I had asked for miraculously was approved. But nevertheless, what I did with that is I still left the job, because they only gave me the position because I had already shown my value, and they didn't believe that anyone else could do it. Their loss. And that's how I saw that. So I left the company 2 weeks later without training my replacement, because during that whole time, they all believed that I was going to stay. Because I'm a hard worker, I'm dedicated. I came to work every day, same time. I did not slack. I got letters of recommendation from several people before I walked away, because I wasn't trying to burn a bridge. I was trying to close a door, and there's a difference. So when I went into that meeting, I was ready to close a door, not burn the bridge. So that's one thing. You have to give yourself permission to advocate for you. We can't allow anything to just happen. And as I was saying about self-care, when you're setting your clear boundaries, you're advocating for yourself internally. You're telling yourself that you are willing and ready to do something, and that you want to eliminate the distractions that are keeping you from doing it. Setting those clear boundaries means having tough conversations. So be ready to, if you're one of these people who have children, I have kids myself. Everyone, if you have never heard the story, I am a parent of 5 and a grandparent of 5. But all of my children are grown. My youngest just celebrated their 27th birthday. So when I set my boundaries, I set my boundaries with my children as well, which is what you would need to do to allow yourself to be successful. When you're setting yourself up for goals, achieving something new, small commitments, you need to get everyone around you involved so they know that when you're going to be available and when you're not going to be available. This way, everyone is on the same page, and it allows you to move along with your tasks that you're trying to complete uninterrupted. So that's the clear way to set up those boundaries of self-care. Setting up your boundaries internally lets yourself know that during this time of day, whatever day that is, I am going to focus on my goals, and I'm going to have those tough conversations and get everyone involved so I can be more successful. Because when you're advocating for you, you have to advocate for you first. We tell ourselves that we're doing something for our children, we're doing something for our parents, we're doing something for our spouse. But if you are not taking care of yourself properly, you're going to get burned out, overwhelmed, overworked, trying to help everyone else first. Take care of you, and it allows you to take better care of your parents, your kids, or your spouse. Number one has to be you, then love everyone from the overflow of you. So the second thing that we need to talk about today. So we got, guys, I got to dive into all the things that be going on in our world. So the second permission that we have, and it's to focus you on your aspirations without guilt or apology. Prioritizing your success means recognizing your potential and committing to your growth and achievements. Nice segue from where I was saying about self-care. So when you are looking to be empowered and you feel guilty about taking time away from your family, you feel guilty about working a 9 to 5, and then coming home working a side hustle, and you feel that you're not spending enough time. Let's work on how to get to the point of spending more time with your family and growing your aspirations and goals. So my tip, it's simple as time management. But first, you must deal with the self of making sure that you are aware of what stops you. And what I mean by that is, if you're a person that's easily distracted, what distracts you? If you're a person who can't concentrate on things for a long period of time, what's the time frame that you can be concentrated up to? Do you have a 5-minute window, 10-minute window, 20-minute window, hour window that you can stay focused? When you are aware of you, it allows you to navigate accordingly. It allows you to set yourself up for success. And this way, when you're segregating your time, you're able to say, okay, I'm going to give myself a dedicated 1 hour to this task. Then, after you give yourself that dedicated hour, go for a half an hour, I'm going to sit with the kids. And we're going to talk about their day. But then I'm going to give myself another dedicated hour to take care of another task. So time management isn't all about having everything nailed down. It's about segregating your time in a way that works best for you. This is going to be unique to your situation. There's no one going to be able to do it the same. For me, I have time blocks. This is my time blocks. So I have on here about how I start my day for my meditation, what I do after that, my brunch dates, anything I have going on for that day. So I put all that information on my pad. So this is my goals. So I have my goal pad. This is my large goals. This is me breaking down those larger goals into a daily task. Now for me, that's the best way for me to get things done. Me having a to-do list, I will nail it every time. However, it also leaves little room for surprise. But when there is a surprise, I always refocus myself. So when I'm refocusing myself, it's simple. I look at what's on my task list, and if something occurs, do I need to do this and this? Can I move one of those to the next day? Giving yourself grace. This is about when you're aware about what you're trying to do in your life, how you're prioritizing your success. Is by setting yourself up for success with clear direction, clear paths, and it's the C in CEO. Being clear on your actions. As a CEO, you have to be clear. If you're clearly looking to better yourself and have a new career, or if you're looking to start a new business, you have to give yourself an opportunity to learn the tools, get the techniques down, and be ready to go. That's what happens when you are moving forward in the best directions of your success. Don't be guilty. Your success will help everyone that you are looking to help today. If you're trying to help your kids, your spouse, your parents, the more successful you are, the better you are able to help them. Because with success usually comes having more time freedom. Time freedom means that you're able to go on more vacations. You're able to spend more time. You're able to spend leisure time. It's all about what success means to you. So don't be guilty for your success, your aspirations for success. Be aware that you are ready and start moving forward. So at the end of the day, those are the two things we got to give ourselves. We got to give ourselves freedom to be who we are and freedom to grow into the people that we want to be. Because it's okay to be who you are today, but to advocate for yourself and to be more empowered, you have to be ready to help yourself grow. And helping yourself grow is setting yourself up for success, doing things that are sometimes uncomfortable, having those conversations that sometimes make you uneasy. But when you have those conversations and you do the things that are sometimes don't make you feel as if you are stepping on someone's toes, or that you're not acknowledging someone else, remember that when you acknowledge you first, you love from the overflow, You're able to love and guide people in the best direction. So I want to take a moment right now to talk about a quick empowerment activity. So I want you to think about one area in your life. So whatever part of your life that has been holding you back, speak up for it. Now imagine yourself confidently advocating for your needs in whatever that situation is. Write down the one action that you will take this week to start prioritizing your success in a meaningful, impactful way. So I want you guys to go into Habits Group and tell us what that one thing was. So I want to make sure I talk to everybody about that 7-day challenge. 7-day challenge we had at the beginning of the month was awesome. If you want to join the 7-day challenge on the first week of August, click the link. The link is below. It's in the chat on Zoom and it's in the chat on Facebook. Click the link, join the challenge. It's 7 days where we're together. You, everybody else who wants to join, and myself. We're all on the challenge together. We're picking 3 commitments. We're going to be consistent and we're going to work on the process together. And we talk about techniques, tricks, tips, and celebration. It's all about celebrating. I'm about celebrating the small wins. Those small wins make monumental impact. So that's what we're about on an everyday basis. So now to the Q&A. I know I was a little long-winded today, but I wanted to make sure that we talked about you advocating for your success. All right, so there's only one question today. So the one question is, why do you say empowerment is necessary for success? That's a great question. Are you ready to do what you want to do? Know that there's going to be roadblocks. Know that if you don't speak up for you, anyone else who's advocating for you is only advocating from a theory. You're going to advocate for you in a way that's going to correlate with what you want to do, the desires that you have, the goals in which you have, and are going to allow you to be successful quicker. So you want to advocate for yourself internally. If you feel that there's something you want to do and you have not started doing it, you have to say to yourself, I am ready to do more, be more, have more. And you have to say, let's go. And I pump myself up every day. When I get up in the morning after I do my affirmation, I do my meditation, I say, all right, let's go. Put on my shoes, my shoes, because it's summertime in Chicago and I need that. I need my flip-flop weather. And then I start hitting the dirt, doing what I got to do. So I hope that answers your question. You're advocating for your power, the power within you. To bring that power that's within you out of you. So all of those God-enabled qualities you have, we'll use them in the best way. So advocate for your success. So that was the only question that I had in the chat today. So I want to make sure that you don't start tomorrow. Don't hold off on you moving forward. Utilize your voice to empower the path to success. Success's keys lie with you. So until next week, you guys know what I want you to do. I want you to like, comment, drop those comments down there so I know what's on your mind, what you're thinking. What is it you need more of? What is it you need less of? And share this with one individual so your circle can expand with people who are like-minded, who are ready to be successful. And until next week, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. The CEO Masterclass is now closed.